Hi everyone, what is going on? This video, I am mounting the touring car wing. I know I said I was going to paint it, but in like 5 days, there's a chance of me making an autocross event, and I want to have it on there instead of the Carbon Creations one here. I want the pacwest one on. So I'm going to leave it gold, even though it doesn't quite match, but here's a good before of this wing. Like I said, that one is like 2 inches narrower, but should be interesting. So the first thing I obviously got to do is pull the old wing off, hang it up there, and figure out where I'm going to mount the new one. I know kind of where the car's mounted, but I got to get this out of the way. I did order hardware, kind of like this, you know, the wing hardware. But I got the kind that's like slanted and a little bit bigger, so hopefully that'll fill up those holes the best I can. If not, I'll paint a fender washer to go underneath it. But I'm not worried about the holes right now. Let's oh, it's locked. Let's let me get this old one off. It's only 4 bolts, and keep walking with everything in my garage, but shouldn't be too bad. So like I said, 4 bolts, and I think the new one will mount somewhere in here on this like little lip area, because I was messing around. I got hardware for it, and actually the uprights are aluminum. They're not composite. They're not you know, but basically the front hole mounts up in there like that. Little washer in there for some extra support. And we will have that all set, and then I can paint it later. But I just kind of want to get, you know, this in there. So the front hole is actually the only support for this, and the rest of it just rests on the back. The downforce pushes on that. So, but it won't move because they're shaped out. So let me grab some tools. Just lost that washer, but let me pull this wing off real quick. I'll be right back. So, I'm going to have it mocked up, but this is how it will mount. I just have to get a tape measure out and set it up and get it all squared in. But yeah, that's basically it right there. It kind of sits right there on that lip, because then that puts it a little bit hanging off the trunk. If it's too far forward, then trunk 6-packs it, so it's got to be right up on that little lip. That's where those little teardrop pieces have to sit, and yeah, I think eventually I'm gonna have to look for a new trunk, just because, but that should be nice on there. But I'm gonna have to get a tape measure out. We'll square everything up, and I'll drill some holes. All right, so from center to center, it is 50 centimeters. So now I can just take these stands and I can measure the distance back, distance over, and get them squared up, and then just kind of mark the holes and set the wing on there. So I spent a lot of time measuring, making sure these 2 little marks are exactly 50 millimeters apart, or 50 centimeters, sorry, and had the distance from the back to the little front roll off and the side, making sure everything is square for this to go on properly, and just started drilling. All right, so we have our 2 holes, and they are, I'm not going to do it now, I just checked it before, but they are 50 centimeters hole to hole, and that will go on like that. So now I just hope the hardware I got is long enough to go through the wing, the stand, and underneath. I'm going to pop this open real quick and look at the underside. All right, so this is just the hardware sitting in there. Nothing is tightened down yet. It's just loose, so I just wanted to get a good look at it while I was healing my finger, because I grabbed something and it was sharp. But that's the position for it. So, like I said, I got some stainless Allen hardware all the way through, so I'm gonna have to carefully washer and nut the other side, and I got nylon nuts. So I'm gonna go ahead and start bolting this down, and it's probably gonna have to flex the trunk a little bit, because I'm sure you see the other wing really did some denting on the trunk from years of use and pulling on it and stuff. But that's gonna be different and functional, you know. So let me get to bolting this down. So I got it right now only mounted with like 1.5 screw. The passenger side doesn't need to be as long because the ribbing on the trunk right here, as you can see, is smaller. This one's thicker because the wiring comes through it. So I just kind of got a extra like intake manifold bolt or something wedged in there for now until I can get 2 matching screws that are a little bit longer. But you can already see how much lighter this wing is than this one, because the hood struts are actually keeping it open. But I'm gonna go ahead and close it for now, and that is one side mounted. The other side's not tightened down, but as you can see, when you tighten it down, it does level out a bit more, and it's actually pretty sturdy. I thought it was going to be, I was worried about, it's only got one side, but I was worried about, you know, this mount. But as you tighten it, it sinks down in the trunk here, and as you can see, it's going to pull back on that hole and keep it flat. So I'm not going to tighten this one down too much until I have the other one in. But yeah, there it is. That is the touring car wing so far. I'll finish up the video once I get the little plug hardware in and everything else. So once I get the right bolts and get it mounted all the way down, we'll get you guys a better idea. So, but if anyone has a cranberry trunk local, let me know, because not having I mean, there's going to be plugs here to cover these holes, but if I could find a clean trunk, that'd be nice. But we'll see how the plugs look on there. But getting there. I actually don't think the gold might not look too bad. But once I get the rest of the hardware tomorrow and it all mounted, besides maybe the plugs, I'll finish the video. All right, trunk is now fully mounted. Well, the trunk wing, you know what I mean, fully mounted with the 2 bolts. So now, easy part, which is just taking the 2 plates, laying them down, drilling holes, and bolting them down. So I'm gonna throw those on real quick to cover up this mess, and take a final look at it. All right, so there we are with my temporary block off plates that are for that wing. The new wing is mounted. It is super secure, super rigid, actually better than the old wing, I think. So we can get some light in here. The old wing was just kind of mounted here. The old one actually, or the new one actually mounts into the ribbing of the trunk, give it a little bit more structure, and that way everything's sealed. Not sure if I'll paint these black or just leave them raw until I can find a replacement trunk. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think it looks too bad. I don't think it'll be that noticeable. It's not a show car, so, but yeah, that's that. That looks really good. Might post up. I know one of the Winter Breeze, he asked me for measurements and dimensions. So now that it's mounted, I'm gonna go through and measure like cord length and the width and the height and all that stuff and post it on the Stratus Facebook page. So that way it's all there. I might make a little PDF so it's saved there for a good while. And yeah, I really like it. Definitely different because it's so square, but the fact, you know, that it's functional is a good point. So that's pretty much it. This is all set and secure, and yeah, I'm happy it's on there. I'll figure out the trunk situation at a later date, but it's plugged in case I want to swap wings. Don't know why I'd want to do that, but I can do that now until I find a clean trunk. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I just gotta go race the car and see if there's any difference in the changes. So we've got the replica air dam on it now. We have final drive gear upgrade, and we have a wing that is designed for these cars. So I'm really pumped. I think it looks dope. It definitely is different. The gold stands out. May leave it gold. If I like the gold, I might just redo the stickers in a lighter gold. But hopefully you guys like this video. I think it's still super awesome to have an actual touring car part on this car. And I think the look of the car has changed completely. And I think that all kind of started snowballing when I got the Hayashi wheels. And just my mind was like, oh, I got to change stuff else. This doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. And now I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it for it to race. I mean, obviously there's still issues like the paint is crap, but it is an old Dodge vehicle, so the clear coat and stuff doesn't really last on those. But for now, I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm looking forward to race it. So stay tuned for some driving and racing videos, and until next time.